For more than a century, high school students, parents, and communities have enjoyed sports experiences that have been thrilling, memorable, and for the most part, free of serious injuries. This year alone, more than 7 million participants will take part in sports in America's high schools. But with more students participating than ever before, the odds are also greater that there could be more sports-related injuries. Risk management is about reducing those odds. You and your parents need to work closely with coaches and school administrators to help manage the risks in high school sports. While schools aggressively work to minimize the risks, you and your parents have an important part to play as well. The effort to prevent injuries begins well before you ever take the field of play. Schools require completion of a number of important forms. First, you cannot participate in any sporting activity without the written permission of your parent or guardian. Next, your health is paramount, and certification that you have had a health exam and are covered by health insurance is a requirement. Schools also provide handbooks with regulations on school policies relating to sports. These should be carefully reviewed and fully understood by you and your parents. Transportation is a key area. Be sure to follow your school policy regarding transportation to and from competition sites. There are also very specific warnings about the potential for injury in specific sports, such as those involving aerial activities like diving and gymnastics, or extensive contact like football and ice hockey. Everyone needs to fully understand what risks are involved. Finally, a signed permission form is required to enable schools to provide emergency care at both home and opponent sites should an incident occur. If you are not sure if you have submitted all your forms or discussed the risks of your sport with your coach, you need to follow up immediately. Before and throughout the season, coaches and administrators work hard to provide you with appropriate equipment and a proper environment to practice and achieve in your sport. But it's up to you to take care of the equipment as well. Taking responsibility to observe the playing environment, facilities, and equipment for dangerous conditions or deterioration is everyone's duty. If you observe something, report it to your coach. This is even more important for the personal equipment you use. You and your parents need to be careful that the protective equipment used in a sport both fits properly and is being used in the right way without alteration. For example, football helmets used in high school sports must meet very rigorous standards. An extensive 9-point program is suggested to assure a proper custom fit. Make sure you ask if you have any questions about the condition or fit of your equipment. You also need to understand and maintain your own levels of personal nutrition and hydration. There's a saying in sports, listen to your body. While a coach can do some things to protect his or her students, only you know if you aren't feeling well physically. You should be willing to tell your coach if you're not feeling well in a practice or a game. You should always adhere to legal playing techniques and to safety rules on and off the field, including the locker room, on team buses, and all other related areas. You should also remember that no abusive initiations or hazing are allowed, encouraged, or tolerated in high school sports. In most states, it's actually illegal. Parental support in this area is key. Use of performance-enhancing substances like steroids is illegal, but the availability of steroids and the desire to win can sometimes lead to short-term gains that can become lifelong losses. Non-medically prescribed drugs are illegal and they are dangerous, period. That's also true for anyone distributing any controlled substances of performance-enhancing drugs. There are many great value lessons to be learned in participation in sports, and sportsmanship is one. Confrontational student behavior is never right, nor are intentional and purposeful attempts to harm other players or spectators. Sportsmanship extends beyond the field of play, before and after contests as well. Negative spectator behavior is harmful, while demonstrations of positive sportsmanship and spectator conduct before, during, and following contests send the proper message. Confrontation of school personnel concerning students, playing time, or coaching techniques is inappropriate and non-productive. physically or publicly challenging coaches or administrators is unacceptable. Ask about guidelines for communication with school personnel. These guidelines should be observed by you and your parents. If you have a question for a coach or school administrator, ask politely and at an appropriate time and place. A successful and enjoyable high school sports experience begins the moment you decide to participate. From that point forward, your best interests are the primary concern of every coach and administrator. But it also takes the full support and participation of every parent and you to make the experience positive and to minimize the risk of injury that is inherent in all sports. For many students, sports activities can provide the most rewarding and memorable experiences of their high school careers. Working together, we can make sure it stays that way for everyone who participates in high school athletics. Take part. Get set for life.